Angeles is derailed and overturned on a curve minutes. Speed in the curve is blamed for the disaster. The engineer, a veteran of the line, said he was slowing the train and then blacked out. Hundreds of feet of track are ripped up as the two cars hurtle from the roadbed. 29 died, mostly servicemen, and 142 are injured.
On Sunday, January 26, 1956 at 5:42 p.m., a Santa Fe Railroad train was rounding the sharp curve at the Redondo Junction just southwest of Boyle Heights, near Washington Boulevard and the Los Angeles River. The conductor blacked out. The train sped up to 69 miles per hour and derailed. 30 people were killed, and more than 100 were injured. It was perhaps a metaphor for the direction society was moving. Both atomic and communist fears were rampant. Social norms, race relations, and musical tastes were rapidly changing, while divorce, alcoholism, and prescription medication was all on the rise. That Sunday, both Indictment and Fort Laramie debuted on CBS. The following Friday, January 27th, the revived CBS Radio Workshop took to the air with an adaptation of Aldous Huxley's Brave New World.
Ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished author, Mr. Aldous Huxley.
Brave New World is a fantastic parable about the dehumanization of human beings. In the negative utopia described in my story, man has been subordinated to his own inventions. Science, technology, social organization, these things have ceased to serve man. They have become his masters. A quarter of a century has passed since the book was published. In that time, our world has taken so many steps in the wrong direction that if I were writing today, I would date my story not 600 years in the future, but at the most 200. The price of liberty, and even of common humanity, is eternal vigilance.
CBS Radio, a division of the Columbia Broadcasting System and its 217 affiliated stations, present the premiere broadcast of the CBS Radio Workshop, radio's distinguished series dedicated to man's imagination, the theater of the mind. Tonight, Part 1 of 2 half-hour programs devoted to one of the world's most shocking and famous novels, Aldous Huxley's terrifying forecast of the future, Brave New World. We are proud to have Mr. Huxley as narrator for these broadcasts. Original music is composed and conducted by Bernard Herrmann.
I had always loved Brave New World, and I got in touch with Aldous Huxley and asked him if he'd be interested in narrating a dramatized version of this. So I went over to his house in total awe. I'm going to meet this giant. And he turned out to be the loveliest man you could ever hope to meet. He invited me to lunch, and we had lunch every day at his house for a week while we just chatted about the book. We decided it would be 2 half hours.
This is Aldous Huxley, and these are the sounds of the Brave New World, of test tube and decanter, of hissing injectors and gurgling blood substitute. The year is AF 632, 632 years after Ford. We are inside the London Hatchery and Conditioning Centre, and this is the fertilizing room, an enormous laboratory where the temperature is never allowed to fall below 98.6. And here comes the director of hatcheries and conditioning in person, bringing with him a group of young students.
Tomorrow you will be settling down to serious work. Today I just want to give you a general idea of things. These are the incubators, and here is the week's supply of ova, kept at blood heat. Come along, boys. Now here, we immerse the eggs into a warm bouillon containing free-swimming spermatozoa. Immersion continues until the eggs are all fertilized. And over here is where we bottle the alphas and betas. In short, gentlemen, the perfect process for manufacturing healthy babies. Are there any questions?
Sir, will you explain the Bakhanovsky process?
I'm glad you asked that. Students, take this down. Bakhanovsky's process. Where in olden times one egg made one embryo which made one baby, today we've improved on all that. Now the egg will divide from 8 to 96 buds, and every bud will grow into a perfectly formed embryo, and every embryo into a mature baby, making 96 human beings grow where only one grew before. Progress.
But what advantage is it, sir?
Oh, my good boy, can't you see? Where in olden times nature allowed us only to have twins or perhaps triplets or so, today we can create scores of identical individuals. We can manufacture men and women in uniform batches. Think of it. An entire factory staffed with the product of one single egg. 96 identical individuals working 96 identical machines. At last, society really knows where it stands. Remember, it was our Ford who gave us the concept of the assembly line when he was on Earth many centuries ago. And now, boys, we will go up to the bottling room where we shall see how we create each class of society, alphas, betas, deltas, etc. Come with me. Well, Lenina.
Oh, Director.
Oh, charming. What are you injecting into our embryos today, my dear? Typhoid antitoxins?
Yes, sir.
Are you busy this afternoon?
Oh, not after 5, sir.
Good. Suppose we get together then on the roof.
That would be fine.
I've admired you for some time, Lenina. I'm looking forward to a closer acquaintance.
Thank you, sir.
And now, boys, we're off to the bottling room.
The sound of artificial human life took 3 men and an engineer more than 5 hours to create. They used a ticking metronome, the beat of a tom-tom, bubbling water, an air hose, the mooing of a cow, a couple of boings, and 3 different wine glasses clinking against each other. The sounds were blended and recorded, then played backwards on air with a slight echo. Bernard Herrmann composed and conducted a slender musical score.
Oh, you can trust the director to be the perfect gentleman. I saw him pat you.
He wants me.
You see? That shows what he stands for. The strictest conventionality. And it's about time you started belonging to someone else, my dear.
But I like Henry Foster. We've only been with each other 4 months.
4 months? Well, what would the district world controller say? You know how he disapproves anything intense or long drawn. And it isn't as though there were anything painful or disagreeable about being with 1 or 2 other men besides Henry. After all, everyone belongs to everyone else.
You're quite right, Fanny, as usual.
Good girl.
Fanny, do you know Bernard Marx?
Bernard
Well, why not? Bernard's an Alpha Plus. Besides, he asked me to go to New Mexico, to the Savage Reservation with him.
But his reputation... They say he doesn't like obstacle golf.
Oh, they say.
And that he spends most of his time by himself alone. They say somebody made a mistake when he was still in the bottle. Thought he was a gamma and put alcohol into his blood substitute. That's why he's so stunted.
Oh, what nonsense.
Oh, very well, Lenina. It's your life, my dear. But I think you're heading for trouble.
It was unlimited because it was theater of the mind. The only thing I wrote in radio that I'm proud of was the opening to CBS Radio Workshop, which says, dedicated to man's imagination, the theater of the mind. We use that every week. Bill Conrad would come on booming that. But that's really what radio was about. You could say we're in Cairo, you could say we were in New York, you could say we're now, and sound effects did it for you, and actors who were so incredible that they could create any character instantly. The cast in those radio shows, probably some of the great actors of all time.
Fact, there is an area in our world where humans are still viviparous, still give birth to their children. The Savage Reservation in New Mexico. I visited there once myself, many years ago. Dreadful, filthy place. Naturally, civilization has improved.